Hello, it's me again. Had a few people have asked, would I please show how we use our new journaling stamps. Now, if you remember, earlier in the month, I think actually Bev did it at the end of August, we launched my first journaling stamps, and here they are. You can see there are actually a few missing because they're on blocks ready, and we thought what we would do, well, the light's reflecting quite bad, I'll move those, that's not nice, that we would start doing a monthly set with stamps, words, possibly templates. Templates I think were added on just after. Please forgive me if I'm wrong, Bev. I don't do this screen stuff much, but I wanted to use for my theme for September the wildflowers, because for me it's the time when all the seed heads are coming on and everything's starting to look a little bit more natural. They're not set gardens, they're not everything. So all I'm going to do is give you a quick look through my journal, and then what we'll do is I'll show you how I do my layout. So in this journal, this is the one I say it's not a journal, it's a empty sketchbook, and I got this one specifically to start using with these stamps. So we've got the wreath using the elements of the wildflowers with the month in. Now these numbers are from one of the Bee Crafty sets. I will try and show you which one it is. And here we go. It's a, see, it's going to glare again, isn't it? That's better if I leave it there for you. It's the typewriter alphabet and numbers, so that's where I've got the numbers from to do that. That is just a dot of my pen. Now my pens, I don't have a loyalty to any of them. I've got Frictions, mechanical pencil, an unknown one, Eddings, my Millennium pen, Stabilos, ruler, rubber, use loads of bits and pieces. But this wreath was done using one of the stencils. So all I did, pencil a circle, followed it round. So should I have shown you a bit of a closer look at that? I think it's quite good. There we go. You can see lots of all the little bits, and I've just coloured it in using my distress markers. Now a lot of pens will give you a bit of ghosting, but don't worry about it. It's your book, do what you like. So got my index in the front, and again I've used the wildflowers just to create a pattern. And here, there are all my months with significant days coloured in and written in the bottom. Again, the borders are done with the stamps, the months Numbers I've handwritten because I haven't done a number set yet, but that has been asked for. These little squares, they are through a little template that I got himself to cut me. I don't know whether I'm going to bring it out. We'll have to see. But all the months there, again, stamps. And this is where we move into the first month with the new stamps. The big September word, which is there on the top of your sheet. And again, bit of a garland, bit of hand scribbling. And then we move on to the main stamp from that block. There we are. That's better, isn't it, leaving it like that? And I've used it to create a water tracker because I don't drink enough. I am trying to do Slimming World. So I've created a sins tracker. So with my arrows, again, on the sheet here, if I'm under my sins, down. If I stay on target with my sins, went over that date, as you can see, and I've just coloured them in. Just a bit of fun. And my health tracker. I've got a couple of conditions. I'm not going to bore you with it. And if I have bad days with it, I'm just putting a little cross in. I was going to colour it red, thinking, oh, red cross, you know, we need a bit. And I thought, no, that's just a bit mean. So just to, so as I can see if there's any, you know, so like first of the month, and then I can see if anything happens. So, and then we move on to the first week of the month. So again, here we are. We've got our month block, which I've used here. We've got Monday to Sunday, just the initials, and then just here, that I've noticed is upside down, are all the days. You can write them in by hand, I know that, but who can be fished to write that? I can't. So, little stamp. Now, you might be thinking, what a waste of a time, just one little stamp for that. I've checked that number pattern comes up with other months, so you will need that again. And all your words are on here: to do, meals, weight, and all, lots of things on there that I thought would be good for a first set. We are bringing out your days of the week. These aren't going to be them, I'm sorry, as nice as they are. And then I've created all the boxes using the templates. Now these are the prototypes, but they work because otherwise you've got to measure, you've got to draw, and hopefully everything will come in the right place. Well, I'm sorry, life's too short for that, for measuring. So I use these, the little ones, and then now for this one, I drew one. I didn't. I drew that one twice. Can you see? Use that one twice, but didn't do these centre ones, and then just joined it up so as I could get big layouts. That's just hand drawn, and these are also on your set of stamps. And I think that's it, yes. So, and just to show, this is just a plain, I would think it wouldn't have cost me more than £1 from one of the cheap stationery shops. So again, all little bits. Now I also keep a dot grid journal. Now do you want to see through from the beginning and some of the things I'm going to be doing? Why not? So this is my dot grid journal, which is basically how I started, and you can see it's all lots and lots of filling in and August. But what I wanted to do was show you how it all works with the new templates. So here we are in the dot grid journal. I've used all the patterns through the same. There's the months with the big stamp and the typewriter and just hand drawn dots. Now the other thing I've done, and it's something I do in the dot grid journal, which you can do in your plain journals, is September at a glance. And this is where you can put your significant events for those days. Done the patterns with the flowers, the big stamp. Yeah, to colour it in, I can't decide whether I'm going to colour it in or not. And I think that is pretty much as far as I got with that. So what we'll do is I'll go and I'll show you how I do my wreath. So here is the evidence. I'm just going to use this. Oh, look at that light showing in there. That's bad, isn't it? So pound from the Works or a similar cheap stationery shop. So if you've got one of our stencils, our circle stencils, you can use that. Failing that, if you haven't, take a roll of tape. Where's me? There we go. Tidy, isn't it? Doesn't need to be because you're not going to see it. So what we're going to do is, now I love my VersaFine. It with these stamps, it just seems to work perfect. In fact, with these stamps, with all of the Bee Crafty stamps, it just seems to work brilliantly. Now I'm going to work on the rule of 3. I'm going to stamp each image 3 times and keep working. Now what I will say to you is this: don't be precious about it. Turn your work, not yourself. Now that wasn't difficult, was it? So what we'll do, you can see I've just stuck everything onto little blocks. It was just easier for me just for this, because when you're talking to yourself you feel a bit of a plonker anyway. So we'll go behind each one. We're therefore covering up the stem. Okay, is it all making sense? What should we do? Let's put a bit of something. I'm going to come into the front. Now it's possible there will be only 2 of these. In fact, it's not even going to be a complete one. Sorry Abby, I'm just about to... bit of masking tape. There we are. So I'll do that again for you in case you didn't see how easy that was. Mask where you don't want it to stamp. And stamp over. Remove the mask and there we go. So what I'm going to do now is start putting in a bit more feature. So this one, also make sure your nails go in the ink, it's going to come out. So I've got the little seed pods here. Go over your other ones, you'll see them. They'll be there. There we are, all starting to fill up nicely now. Now what I'm going to do is I've got quite a decent gap here, but I don't want to use one of the big ones again. So let's have a look. And just look at your gaps. And see what's happening. Now also, can you see how I've got ink on the corners? Take it off because the likelihood is it's going to go on your white card. So let's have a bit of a so now we're starting to get, see, look, a bit of ink again. Just take it off. There we go. See, that's starting to fill up and look not too bad. Now once I get to this stage, I just sort of go a little bit random, for want of a better description. So I'm going to take a little block like this, a little stamp, and let's just pop in some bits that will fill up those gaps. Okay, so I'm happy with that. And we want, we look at it, got a little bit of gappage here. Now on the stamp set, we've got some nice little bubbly things. Look like mistletoe almost. You know how it clumps in the trees? So I'm going to pop that in there. Now can you see how that's just filled that up? And again, there. Yeah, that's nice, like that. Now somewhere I have a nice corn branch. There it is. See, that is just beautiful. So, there. And keep looking at the shape you've got. Do you need to come inside? You know, just take a moment. There's no rush. There are no wreath police. Let's give that another look. What's that one? Oh, that's quite a sweet one. Again, need something there. And oh, there's a nice little gap there. Now that's just starting to build up beautifully, even if I say so myself. So now we want somewhere where we can add a little bit more colour if we want to. So we'll have some berries there. Now, I don't know if you noticed, I was just pressing where the berries are, because I was going into where there was a bit more activity. And here's some little berries, and I'm going to pop those. Does it want to come out of that? Yeah, it does. Oh, let's just take some ink off. So we're going to go there. Do you know, it's starting to look finished. And just sit back and look at it and say, are you done yet? You might be, you might not be, but you'll know, because remember, we have one saying in our shop that continually use. It's only a bit of paper, and if you don't like it, you just grab it, you rip it out, and you do another one. But I'm quite happy with that. I think I'm going to call that done as regards the stamping. But what I am going to do is take note of a few places where we haven't got a join here. What we've got to do is join it up. Put 3 dots in, put 3 there. And anywhere you see a bit of a gap, or you think, I would like something else there. Now look, we've got another one here. Just attach it. And this is going to sound... I don't know what it's going to sound. If I can do it, you can do it. Just don't be afraid to pick up your pen and doodle. It doesn't have to be touching anything, just there. So what are you thinking? I'm almost saying, as a stamped image, that is done. And I'm happy with that. So we'll leave that as it is. And when you come to colouring, make sure it's dry. I could show you a bit of colouring with my pens, but I know that's not dry. So I'm not going to... Well, do you know I am? Just touch it. Don't... There are no colouring police. That is it. Whatever pens you've got, just use them. You might be thinking, well, no, the pens I've got, they're going to go through. The paper's not thick enough. So here is my journal. You can see the ghosting through here. But you know what? It's my journal and I don't mind it. In fact, I quite love it. So don't let anybody tell you it's wrong. If it's yours, it's right. Okay? So there we are. I hope you've enjoyed that. But what I'll do is next time I'll show you how we use the stencils. The new stencils. Take care. Bye.